Texas Republicans had their convention over the weekend, and the Texas Republican Party, and they came up with their official party platform for the 2022 elections. And their platform says that A, Joe Biden is not actually our president, Donald Trump is. Seriously. B, that John Cornyn, who got booed, is now officially rebuked for discussing gun control with Democrats. What he specifically, I mean, they are not even going so far as saying if you are on the terrorist watch list, you can't buy a gun. They literally have not gone that far, and yet they're rebuking him. And also putting down that they want to change the laws of Texas to make homosexuality, quote, an abnormal lifestyle choice. And they want to require school children to be taught that, quote, learn about the humanity of the preborn child, to be taught that life begins at conception, and to listen to recordings of fetal heartbeats. Right. They also encourage Republicans to show up in November and volunteer for your local Republicans and overwhelm any possible fraud. So, you know, perpetuating the big lie. But it gets more bizarre than that. J.R. Majewski, a Republican candidate for Congress in Ohio, this is from the Capital Star of Pennsylvania, the Penn Capital Star. It was running an ad in which images of Joe Biden, Minnesota Representative Ilhan Omar, and Colin Kaepernick, who's not a legislator, he's a football player, black football player, were flashed on the screen. And then the Republican candidate for Congress walks onto stage, onto screen with a rifle and says, I will do whatever it takes to return this country to its former glory. Think about that. Now, down in Arizona, where Gabby Giffords was shot in the head and her husband, Mark Masters, her husband, Mark Kelly, is running for re-election. Blake Masters, his Republican opponent, runs a TV ad where he's assembling a gun, and he says, I will remind everyone in Congress what shall not be infringed means. In Arizona, State Senator Wendy Rogers talked about the benefits of hanging people at a white supremacist rally. And in Oklahoma, the Republican chair and candidate for Congress talked about putting Anthony Fauci in the hearing squad. Eric Greitens, who was accused of and resigned as the governor of Missouri because he was accused of blindfolding a woman, stripping her naked, tying her to an exercise chair, taking pictures of her, and then using those pictures as blackmail. This is the former governor of Missouri. He's running for re-election. And he says in a tweet, he says, we are sick and tired of the Republicans in name only surrendering to Joe Biden and the radical left. Order your rhino hunting permit today. The ad shows him with a rifle. Now, this is the guy, by the way, whose wife accused him of physically, violently abusing her and their son. The ad shows Greitens with a rifle and a whole bunch of men in military uniforms battering down the door to a house and throwing flashbang grenades inside as Greitens walks inside this smoke-filled room, as this is his pitch to voters. And he says, join the MAGA crew, get a rhino hunting permit. There's no bagging limit, no tagging limit, and it doesn't expire until we save our country. In Kentucky, Republican Terry Carter says these monsters, writer Terry Carter says these monsters are going to get people killed. I don't even know what WTF else to say anymore. Right. Bizarre stuff.